against climate change, global warming, to at least bring it down the emission level, bring down the usage of fossil fuel. United Nations. But nobody is listening. The biggest polluter is America. 24% of the global pollution emission is by America. 24. America போயிருக்கீங்களா? நியூயார்க் போயிருக்கீங்களா யாராவது? மேன்ஹாட்டன் பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா? நைட்டில் பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா? பியூட்டிஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும். ரொம்ப அழகாக இருக்கும். பெரிய பெரிய பில்டிங்ஸ் இருக்கும் மேன்ஹாட்டனில். ராத்திரியில் பார்த்தோன்னா எல்லா பில்டிங்கும் லைட் இருக்கு. ஆனால் யாரும் வந்து இருக்க மாட்டாங்க. 24 hours 365 days லைட் எரிஞ்சுட்டு தான் இருக்கும். சாட்டர்டே சண்டே நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எல்லா பில்டிங் லைட் எரியும். அவங்களுக்கு என்னன்னா அது அழகாக இருக்கணுமா? Can you imagine how much of electricity, energy is spent for this? I would like to call it a foolish thing to do. வேலைக்கு போ, லைட்டை போட்டு போ. இல்லாத டைமில் போயிட்டு ஏன்னா இந்த கான்செப்ட் மேன்ஹாட்டன் அந்த கான்செப்ட் கொண்டு வரணும்னு like there are so many things like this is happening out there. Coming back to the video. இந்த வீடியோ பார்த்தா இது நான் இன்னும் ரொம்ப மோசமான வீடியோ தான் ஐ டென்ட் வாண்ட் டு ஷோ இட். அவ்வளோ மோசம். அந்த வீடியோல கடைசி 3 ஸ்லைட் பார்த்தீங்களா? சிஸ்டர் கூட பார்த்து சிரிச்சாங்க பார்த்து. இந்த ஸ்லைட் நம்ம காலேஜ் உங்கள் காலேஜ் யூ ஆர் அஃபெக்டட். யூ ஆர் டைரக்ட்லி அஃபெக்டட். அமெரிக்கா, ஆஸ்திரேலியா, ஜப்பான், பெரு, சிலி அதெல்லாம் இருக்குது. யூ ஆர் அஃபெக்டட். And you are going to be affected more and more in the days to come, in the years to come. And when I say you, your family, your offspring, everything, adala we need to create a lot of noise on this. What can I do? I am an individual. You are not an individual. You have your college here, you have your friends here. Make noise so that it reaches the government and the government does policy changes. That's our job, that's your job. In fact, as a NGO, we are doing that, trying to make noise everywhere. And these extreme events like, imagine China, a dust storm usually. Desert, usually Sahara Desert is the biggest dust storms. It goes on for days, some goes on for months. China, capital Beijing city, you get a dust storm affecting 400 million people. Imagine what's happening. Imagine Tamil Nadu. Average rainfall of Tamil Nadu is 950 millimeters. That's 95 centimeters a year. Or suddenly about in 2016 or 17, I'm not sure. There's a place called Avinachi in Ooty, near Ooty. That's 9-11 millimeters of rain it had. It's called cloud burst. And a lot of things were destroyed. Homes were destroyed, crops were destroyed. But we didn't know about it. It happened here in Tamil Nadu. Last year, December, in Thuthukudi, there is a place, Kayalpatnam in Thuthukudi, 95 centimeters of rain. 950 millimeters of rain. Average rainfall of Tamil Nadu, one வருஷத்துக்கு மழை அந்த காயல்பட்டத்தில் ஒரு நாள் இருக்கு. If it happens in Chennai, imagine what will happen. Can it happen in Chennai? It definitely can happen in Chennai. Chennai, we had 35 centimeters in parts of Chennai. So, every one of us are affected. And when I say not only rains or floods, extreme temperatures, like I said, droughts must pain. Last year, I'm just talking about last year. When I talk about the last decade, you could see the extreme events, lots of events happen worldwide. But I'm just recalling 1 year, just last year. 2023 is the hottest year ever recorded in history. Hottest year. So we are moving into Mother Earth is really annoyed with us now. சொல்லி பார்த்தது ஒழுங்காக நடந்துக்குங்க யாரும் கேட்குற மாதிரி இல்லை. Then it starts, it's work. சரி வார்ன் பண்ணி இதெல்லாம் வார்னிங் சைன்ஸ். அதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம அந்த வார்னிங் எடுத்துக்கலன்னா அவ்வளோதான், இன்னும் மோசமாக விளைவுகள் இருக்கு போகுது. 500 years Spain had its biggest drought in Spain in 500 years. Germany, there's a river called Rhine River. That's a lifeline of Germany. And so much of transportation goes to that river. Equipments, material, food, petrol, oil, சாப்பாடு எல்லாமே இந்த ரிவரில் தான் போகும். Last year the river was dry. It was dry. Adithanar, there was so much of economic loss for Germany just for. So every year in India, climate change, Sikkim, cloud burst. Uttarakhand, cloud burst. Delhi was flooded. Global flood, Yamuna was flooded in Delhi. Bangalore, deluge, Nagpur, everywhere is coming out. Example, Chennai. 2015 we had a strong flood in Chennai, and then recently, last December, we had another big flood. The one word which you are going to be frequently hearing in the days to come is once in a 100-year-old flood, once in a 100-year drought, once in a 100-year storm, or once in a 100-year cyclone. Frequently கேட்டுட்டே இருக்க போறீங்க. இந்த வருஷம் once in a 100-year flood கேட்பீங்க. அடுத்த 2 வருஷத்துக்கு மறுபடியும் once in a 100-year flood. And this flood is going to be bigger than the next flood, I mean in the last flood. So that word you're going to be frequently hearing. When I was growing up, I used to hear this every 15 years or 20 years கேட்டுட்டு இருக்கோம். 100 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி வந்துச்சுப்பா, அவ்வளோ மழை வந்தது இல்லை. இப்போ 2-3 வருஷத்துக்கு ஒரு முறை நான் கேட்டுட்டு இருக்கேன். And we are going to hear it more frequently. So, okay, what we have to do now? What is the solution for this? Why, again I can reiterate, we are most affected, the women and children. And women and children in the rural areas. Urban level, rural is ரொம்ப மோசமாக. And another concept, like, I just want to digest a little bit here. When you say, like Tamil Nadu, is the most urbanized state in India. So the most urbanized state in India, 52% of Tamil Nadu is urban. All these statistics. But for me, that is not urban. I don't see urbanization as a form of development. I see it's at the opposite level of urban. Why a state is getting urbanized there? In a rural area, there is no opportunity, there is no job, there is no employment because there is no water, there is no irrigation, there is no farming because there is no water because of climate change. So when you say climate refugees is what I can put in Climate refugees, because of climate change, people move out. There are temporary refugees, there are permanent refugees. So I see this. Urbanization is a form of climate refugees, not as a sign of development. ஏன்னா ஊரில் அவனுக்கு வேலை இல்லை, விவசாயம் இல்லை, எதுவுமே இல்லாதனால அவன் என்ன பண்ணிட்டான், விட்டுட்டு இங்கே வந்துடுறான், சென்னைக்கு வந்துடுறான். இவன் வந்துட்டு menial jobs they just stay somewhere. And then we say urbanization, so கை கட்டிக்கிறோம். True development of state lies in where people, wherever they're living, they need to be there with self-respect, live with self-respect, live with opportunity of employment, have schools, have employment, that is the true form of development. So that is where we need to go forward. Coming back, linking urbanization with climate change. Climate refugees is something where, again, the climate refugees, women. Temporary refugees, floods வருது, ஒரு 20 நாள் கேம்ப்ல வச்சிருக்காங்க, ஏன்னா வீடெல்லாம் மூழ்கிடுச்சு. ஏழைக்கு மட்டும் கிடையாது, எல்லாரும் பாதிக்கப்பட்டிருக்காங்க. I know one person who bought a house for 5 crores. 5 கோடி ரூபாய் வீடு வாங்கலாம். சென்னை ஃப்ளட்ல 20 நாள் வீட்டுக்குள்ள போக முடியும். ஸோ எல்லாருக்கும் தான் பாதிப்பு. பணக்கார ஏழைலாம் கிடையாது. கிளைமேட் சேஞ்ச் அஃபெக்ட்ஸ் எவ்ரிபடி. அதனால ஸோ தட் வே அந்த ரெஃப்யூஜி கேம்ப்ல யாருக்கு அதிக பிரச்சனை? ஏன்னா அங்கே இருக்கிற கண்டிஷன்ஸ் இருக்குமா, தங்கறதுக்கு இருக்குமா, சேஃப்டி இருக்குமா, பாத்ரூம் இருக்குமா, all these things. So there are then the permanent refugees, for example, Maldives. Recently there have been issues of Maldives. But Maldives in our country, இன்னும் ஒரு 50 years இருக்காது. ஏன்னா Maldives is only 4 feet high from the mean sea level. Maldives is comprises of 1,200 islands. But the population is about 3.3 lakhs. Chinna country, very country with a little population, but 50 years there you won't see Maldives because of global warming, climate change, rise of sea, ice is melting. In the slide the polar ice, North Pole, South Pole, Arctic, Antarctica ice are melting at a very, very fast pace. Melt pachana, then the sea rises. No, 40-50 வருஷத்துல ஸ்டெல்லா மாரிஸ் பார்த்தா பீச்சில் இருக்கும். நீங்க எப்படி பார்த்தா பீச் தெரியும். 40-50 வருஷம். All this is definitely just possible. ஏன்னா we have to think about it. So இதுல தான் mitigation and adaptation is something where we need to do to offset. Offsetனா it's a Herculean task, but கொஞ்சம் we have to push. So we have to do it. So I have attended a lot of conferences. Recently, COP28 conferences there in Dubai. COP na police is there. COP na committee of parties. The 28th meeting was happening in Dubai. And committee of parties na yarna the world countries there. Affected countries, all countries affected. All countries come every year. They have an agenda. And the last agenda was the 2015 Paris Declaration. Other 196 countries signed and said that by 2030, 43% of emissions will be reduced. By 2035, 60% of emissions will be reduced. By 2050, 100% zero emission. After our agenda fixed pananga, other set pannathukku every year we assemble and then discuss for 2 weeks. And then have an agenda and say, adaptation, mitigation, climate finance. Pollution pay, concept of climate finance. Climate resilience, we should show resilience, mitigation, and adaptation. I think down there's going to be so many speakers today, experts like they are better equipped than me. They have more knowledge than me in this subject. I would like to leave it to them. Women needs to be on the policy agenda. Unfortunately, for COP29 meeting in the Azerbaijan, they had an organizing committee. And the organizing committee, there were 28 people in the organizing committee, all 28 are men. There was not even one woman in the organizing committee for COP29 meeting. The first COP meeting was in 1995. Because Rio Summit, 1992 Rio Summit, agenda started. In 1995, the first COP meeting happened, and that is where my organization was founded in 1995, coinciding with the first COP meeting. In the meeting, in the meeting, basic nobody is doing much. They are all still talking. Nee pollute pannittirukka. Na koraiva pannittirukka. Idella பேசிட்டு இருக்கோம் தவிர nothing in action. So that is why I want all of you to go there, do something, do your part, so that you can serve, you can save our beautiful earth. Have you heard of Greta Thunberg? From Scandinavia. தண்ணி சின்ன பொண்ணு. அப்போ அதுக்கு வயசு 15 நினைக்கிறேன். 15 வயசுல பார்லிமெண்ட்டுக்கு வெளியில போய் உட்காந்துட்டு தரையில உட்காந்துட்டு போராட்டம் பண்ணிடுச்சு. போலீஸ் அனுமதி கொடுக்கல. பட் she said, no, I want. She sat in front of the parliament And then the protesters saying that, save Earth. You have polluted my earth, you have spoiled my future, and you have to pay. And because of her now, there are so many global young leaders like you who have come into the concept to create awareness on climate change. I want all of you to be Greta Thunberg, if not more than her. Take the initiative. It is our earth, it is your future, it is our future, and we need to save this beautiful earth. With these words, once again, I'd like to thank respected principal, of course, Dr. Sasita, for inviting me for this wonderful, wonderful initiative. And I would like to applaud her leadership, not only in this climate change, but other issues, sociology, other issues which she has been conducting. And all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Every word of yours made so much sense, and I'm hopeful that our students will take earnest efforts in protecting our mother earth. So there are two words to define everything that you spoke about: thought-provoking and insightful, and all of its synonyms make up for what you just talked about. And I finally request our beloved Dr. Maria Agnes Sasita, Head Department of Sociology and Director of Gender Center, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you. Today, especially today, these two words, thank you, seem to be a prayer to me. And I am extremely privileged to say this prayer and conclude this inaugural session. To begin with, I would like to offer my gratitude to the Almighty
Spring. This is the day ordaining this day to conduct the international conference on climate.
Sister, music conveys a lot more than what just words cannot. I now welcome Sister Principal to deliver the welcome address.
His presence here gives this conference a contextual significance and indicates the importance the Department of Sociology and Stella Maris College accord to the themes of the conference in its educational endeavors. We look forward to your presidential address, sir. Thank you for taking time off from your busy schedule to be here this morning. A warm welcome to all the panelists for this event and look forward to exciting exchanges and interactions from all participants. The areas for discussion and introspections range from the link between climate change and women's health.
Thank you. I now invite Sister Secretary Anita Gonzalez, FNL, to felicitate. On behalf of everyone present here, I am delighted to introduce and a current member of the Rajya Sabha. Sir has served family welfare from 2004 to 2009, completing his education at Montfort Boys High Secondary School, Yerka, studied macroeconomics from the London School of Economics in the year 2003. During his tenure as the youngest missions, including the Public Health Foundation of India, Department of Health Research, National Institute of Communicable Diseases, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, and notably, he initiated the 108 emergency ambulance scheme across India. On the subject of environment has been demonstrated through his participation in the Chennai Run, held to raise awareness about the impact of climate change and in climate seen around the world. Sir has also led a number of protests to highlight environmental degradation. These include the ban on smoking in public places, compulsory pictorial warnings on tobacco nationwide. In recognition of his efforts, Dr. Anbumani has received multiple international awards, polio-free conclave in 2014 for his contributions to eradicating polio. Bless our students so we follow your footsteps and become future leaders. Over.
Thank you, ma'am.
include the ban on smoking in public places, compulsory pictorial warnings counter-measure nationwide. In recognition of his efforts, Dr. Anbumani has received multiple international awards, polio-free conclave in 2014 for his contributions to eradicating polio. Bless our students so we follow your footsteps and become future leaders. Over.
Thank you, ma'am, for the great introduction. Respected Principal, Stella Maris College, Dr. Stella.
Today, especially today,
Anbumani Ramadoss செய்தியாளர்களை refreshment. Audio check 1 2 3 check. Okay va. கொஞ்சம் லேட் ஆகும், கொஞ்சம் பொறுமையா இருங்க. ஹலோ ஆனா ரெடி பண்ணிட்டோம். இதுதான் எக்ஸிட் ஆனா வேற எக்ஸிட் அப்படி ஒண்ணு போகலாம் மாட்டாருப்பா. இல்ல கார் எங்கனா நிறுத்தி வச்சு தோனிக்குது இதுல வந்தாரு, இன்னோவால வந்தாரு அவரு. அப்ப இதுவரை அனுப்பிச்சு போடுங்க. ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஆடியோ லைன்ல லெஃப்ட்ல போக சொல்லுங்க. பேசினாங்க இல்ல போட்ட சைடுல வெளிய இருக்கு. ஒண்ணு வேகமா வந்து சொல்லுங்க. என்ன தலைவா எங்க எந்த விஷயம் நான் இதுல இருக்கேன். போயிட்டு போட்டோ எடுத்தால் தான் பாரு பாருடா போட்டோ எடுத்துக்கலாம்